welcome to Boss TV. Yes, so today, actually, let me first explain myself. I decided to open this channel because the other channel, it's a child-oriented channel. It's a channel that I opened initially. It was meant for my kids, so I don't want to like steal their channel and start saying things that they don't even understand in the first place. So let children be children, in short. So I'm here. Here is where we talk everything point blank, no lenses. So let's start. So in my last topic on Otin TV, where in my last video I was talking about children out of wedlock, and I was talking about me giving birth out of child in wedlock, and then partially the fact that I was a child out of wedlock. So someone actually told me that I should talk about my experience as a child out of wedlock. So that is the topic today, and also talk about how it affects someone, like long term. What's its effects? So let me say wedlock is a word that had never hit me when I was growing up. So it just hit me when I finished Form 4, and it hit me so hard, and I don't even think I've stood up already. I don't think I've not stood up. I'm still down. It hit me so hard. And let's say it's not easy when things just change in your life, like something you are used to certain environment, certain friends, a certain way of life, then things just change, and when in your mind you're thinking it will change for the better, but you face the worst moments of your life. You start to have regrets, you start to wish for things, you start, life just becomes tough for you. So I was told to say regrets. Okay, my transition was not easy. My transition is something I wish never happened. My transition, it was not good. It was not good. So let me say about when things happen in your life, that's when maybe you learn a lesson. So let me talk about lessons that I learned from my experience. I learned that the people that we have in this life that we take for granted, or we don't even take for granted, yani tunachukua kawaida, yani it's obvious, it's obvious, it's like unafanywa, when someone goes out there, buys you something, when someone goes out there, and remembers you need something, you take it for granted until you reach a point where you don't get these things, or you don't get a person who gets to ask you how you're doing. That's when you notice, hey, so these people actually were important in my life. So I'm talking about Mr. Samuel Bosire, a very, very, very important person in my life. He is an important person in my life because he was my stepdad, and he still is. And I've reached a point, I don't think he even deserves that word step, because he is my father. And I think he has a good heart. I don't think he has a good heart, because things have happened, but he's there for me. He still is there for me to this day. So, another thing I can say is that children out of wedlock, when they reach where now, maybe they are married, this person they are married to, maybe if it's the wife or the husband, maybe let's say when you're married, you're a man, you were born out of wedlock, you marry, there's this perception. I don't know where it comes from. It's something just people carry around. People tag you on that. It's like yani wanakuweka style flani. It's like It is because he was not raised by his father. That's why he's behaving that. It is because she was not raised by her mother. That's why she's behaving like that. You know, you know, it's like insults. Maybe you guys mnakosana kwa nyumba and this guy just throws it on your face. Ndio maana babako alikuacha. Ndio maana mamako alikuacha. Ndio maana, you know, ndio maana, that's the reason why. It's like, it's now your fault. It's now your fault that you were raised in a certain environment, minus somebody, minus your father or minus your mother, either way. So it really is not easy. And then the perception of, mostly this happens to ladies. If you are born out of wedlock, then you get married. It reaches a point whereby now this man decides to make your life a living hell because he knows your background is not strong. Yes. This man knows your background is not strong. He knows that maybe your father doesn't love you that much to stand up for you. You know, you were born out of wedlock. Then you get married. This man has the perception of your father doesn't love you enough. Now the step who raised you doesn't love you enough to come into your matrimonial home and stand up for you. Number two, your mother might also be scared of his husband, so she cannot come up and protect you in your matrimonial home when things are getting haywire for you. Let me tell you that this thing is very hard. It is very painful. When you go through this, when you're in a marriage, you're feeling drained, you're feeling like you are going to go mad, then you feel like you have nobody to run back to. They always say that when things get bad, you always run back home. What happens when you don't have a stable home to go back to? Let's say you're married and your husband literally knows, hey, this woman has no stable home to go back to. That man will torture he will literally show you fire because he knows no one will stand up for you. No one will stand and ask him, mbona unafanya mtoto wangu hivi? Or why are you doing this to my daughter? Why are you hurting my daughter? Why are you doing this? You know, it's hard. It's bad. It's bad. You know, these men even reach to a point they have the guts to tell you, hata una watu kukusimamia. Wewe pia unaweza sema uko na watu. People have guts. When you are out there, you're saying, coronavirus itatuua. My friend, there are people who are worse than coronavirus. They infect the fiber in you. They infect even the smallest veins in your skin. They hurt you so deep that sometimes you feel like you know, you are not a human being. You reach a point you forget yourself. You forget that, hey, I'm also somebody's child. Because when those parents leave you in that situation, what else? Can you stand up and say, okay, my mom or my dad or my sisters or my brother, you know, it gets hard, it gets critical, it gets, oh my God, it gets so bad. And mostly it happens when maybe when maybe now the other parent has come up to maybe now claiming, oh, my daughter, my son, and now here there's commotion between your mom and your stepdad. Now they are in commotion. You end up losing, you know, what can I say? You lose a sense of belonging. Now, kumbuka, where your father is, there's a mother there. There's a wife who is also a stepmother to you. and you don't know when you go there what will happen. We all know. No, but it's not always that stepmothers are bad, but 95% are bad. So the 5%, Miss Jawamit, the 5%, God bless you. So when the commotion here, your mom and your stepdad, the marriage is on the rocks. You can't, reason being you. There you go, the stepmother is waiting for you. So you stand in the middle, and my friend, you don't have a home. That is your actual. It is your actual. How can I say? Your actual situation. That's where you are. That's what you're dealing with. So me, from that perspective, what I can say is, it's not easy. Because for me, I can say I went through a little of that. So you find that now you're being humiliated because you feel like you don't have a sense of belonging. You feel like you don't know where to go from here. It's not easy. And then, like right now, what I can say is that I've learned a lot. Number one, whether worse or bad or good, or just stay where you ishi tu penye umezoea. Usiende place, don't go to a place where you don't even know what it is you are expecting.